Guten Abend, meine Herren und Damen. Here I am again. It's Victor Pemberton, still in Hamburg. And it's 7 p.m. in the evening here too. So I don't know what time it is with you. I had a lovely day. This morning I walked around and had some coffee and did some filming in the Hauptbahnhof, the railway station. And I really enjoyed it. Then I had a very sweet message that came through on my YouTube, on this channel, from somebody that I'd met in Benidorm, in the Italian twist restaurant, with some other friends last May. And to my surprise, he lives here in Hamburg. And we arranged to meet up. And he very kindly came and took me on a tour of the harbour in Hamburg, of which I've managed to get some, I hope, pretty good film. And he's been really spectacularly kind to me. And I'm very grateful to him. His name is Anthony McCormack. And if you're watching, Anthony, I can't thank you enough, really. Well, we had a lovely time. Hamburg is a lovely city. It's got a very good transport system. It's on the banks of the Elbe River and also the Ulster River, and I think it's the Ulster Lake, where there's a wonderful waterfall, rather like Geneva. So I enjoyed all that, and the town hall and I forgot the name of the church now, but they're lovely churches. But this wasn't really part of what I'm doing, which is I'm not doing the travelogue bit, but there were some lovely things to see, and Anthony was very good to explain them to me, and he's on the film, so hopefully you'll see him. Last night, I think I explained to you the extraordinary things that happened after my lovely meal, and the two policemen, one a bit of a thug and the other one looking like a supermodel. But the thug, I never told you, had a huge pimple on the end of his nose. And I have to tell you that I've always been suspicious of men who have large pimples on the end of their nose. So he had no right to frisk me and look at me as I was. And as I said to you at lunchtime, I don't look a bit like a terrorist, do I? Do I? Anyway, that's over. And then, of course, I told her I saw the little lady with her dancing shoes on, and she looked very delightful as she put down her shopping bag and danced a pirouette for no reason at all, right in the middle of the street. And she looked very good, and I was very thrilled to see her doing it. And I applauded. As I told you at lunchtime, I applauded her. And what did I get back in return? She spat at me. I didn't think that was very nice, did you? So, what other things have happened? I went into the railway station, the Hauptbahnhof it's called, and it's a very nice station too. And there were some very interesting people in there. But there was one, I don't know what to call her really. She was a black girl from Africa, one of the African things. I think there was a mental problem there somewhere. And I was in the middle of buying a little bottle of water. And she came up and she kind of looked at me like this. And she wanted a cigarette. And she said, Zigaretten. And I said, no, nicht. And she was quite extraordinary. She went, she bared her teeth at me. So I thought that was a sign for me to get out of there as quickly as I possibly could. But then there were some nice people that I met, and in the street, you know, just talking to. And I was thinking of taking my posters out for Help the Heroes, but unfortunately, I didn't think it was a good idea, especially after the cold shoulder I got from that awful man in Geneva and that cajoled lady in Geneva too. I'm not going to be humiliated again. No, I'm not. I'm not so lonely tonight, folks. I think that's Anthony has helped me a great deal there. I was very down in the dumps last night, and you can always tell because I get a fog in my throat and I get a bit rusty too in the throat, and that's always a sign that I'm either tired or sleepy. Yes, either tired or sleepy. I'm either tired or really want to get away from this climate. The climate was awful yesterday. Today it's been a gloriously sunny day, and I've actually walked around without my coat on. But that was nice, and I really enjoyed it. And I thought Hamburg has got a lot going for it, and I saw much more of it than I thought I was going to, thanks to Anthony. But tomorrow it's another day, and I shall be off in my barouche, in my coche, in my car, in my auto, making my way to Denmark, where I've spoken to my friends there. It's a lady and her daughter and the daughter's husband, and I'll be talking to them tomorrow if I can get a Wi-Fi connection. Then I'll be talking to you all next from Denmark. But the loneliness thing is now gone. It was just a moment of vanity, really, on my part. And I had no idea to pass it on to you, because I've had scores of messages today from people around the world who've taken pity on me, and I really shouldn't do that, and I apologize for doing that. No, I'll not do it again. Well, I find it hard to believe that I haven't been going a week. On Thursday, it will be a week that I left Spain to come here. And it's amazing how much I've managed to cram in that time. All of you who were there to see me off will remember that lovely send-off and all the flags, the banderos. It was just wonderful. So I haven't got really a lot of information to tell you tonight. Not too much clowning, I suppose. I've done a lot of that, but I want to keep on reminding you of why I am here. Yes, it is quite an ordeal for me. I can't deny that. And I've got a long way to go, a lot of distance to cover, especially in Norway, once I get there. But I am looking forward to something you can look forward to, I hope as well, is the sea journey that I'm going to be doing from Denmark, from the port of Frederikshavn to Oslo. Now, I'm told it's a 14-hour crossing during the day. I leave at 9 or 9:15 in the morning and get there very late in the evening. And then I'll go straight to my hotel and fall into a coma, no doubt. I shall be so tired. But I'm looking forward to that sea crossing. It'll be cold, so I'll have to be wrapped up. And I've been asked to sign some autographs on board. And I shall do that. But I'm looking forward to that sea journey. And I'm hoping I can share it with you at the lunchtime, 2:00 break. And that is if I can get a Wi-Fi connection on board the ship. God knows what the ship is called. The Saucy Sal, I should think, something like that. But I'm really looking forward to that. And then to Oslo, and from Oslo to Trondheim to this place that I've never been able to pronounce, Brønnøysund, something like that. And then a long journey from there, Brønnøysund to Bodø, and that will be in the Arctic Circle. Now, what I want you to do when we're getting that far, and I'll talk to you more about that when we're getting nearer the time, I want you all to be as near to your screens as possible, because I'd like as many people as possible to be around when I finally arrive at the Arctic Circle. And I just hope there's somewhere that I have a Wi-Fi connection so that I can show it to you live. And I shall share the picture, obviously, with my friend polar bears who are just waiting for me. But I shall soon make friends with them. Don't you worry, we're going to share a cup of tea together. But so please be around for that. I would like to share that moment with you. It'll be a very important moment. So tell everybody you know to be looking in that day. I'll let you know the time nearer. I don't know what time I shall get there, but I can tell you that it's going to be on Friday, August the 12th. And after that, it's returning, coming back, passing through Sweden and goodness knows what, but more about that later. So I hope I haven't bored you too much, but that's the update I've given you for this evening. And sorry there are no jokes or anything really, but most of them to me have been true. And who knows what will happen by the time I get to Denmark. So my dears, I hope you all have a good night and sleep well. And don't forget me. I know you won't. But think of me as I'm thinking of you. All right? See you tomorrow from Denmark. Bye.